Keith Mosley has pleaded guilty to embezzlement, says State Auditor Shad White, and it went beyond one fill-up. Mosley stole nearly $20,000 from taxpayers. The owners of Last Call Sports Bar social media accounts say they won't tolerate any cruel jokes at their expense after the place burned early Tuesday. The Post also says that they are asking for grace and kindness since their employees and owners, too, are facing a sudden loss of income at the holidays. No cause has been determined. The mess that was going on I-20 in Warren County Tuesday afternoon wasn't just the construction. Two 18-wheelers wrecked in that area that is bottlenecked where work is being done on the westbound side. With some hard work, they were able to get the interstate reopened, and no one was reported hurt. More news in 1 hour on 103.9 WYAB. I'm Chris Davis.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are the individual views and opinions of the people expressing them and do not necessarily reflect those of this radio station, its parent.
Happy Wednesday, everyone. Welcome into the Lindsay Beckham Show. We are coming to you live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. We are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and X. I do have a guest with me in the studio today. It's hard to believe that we are just a week away from Christmas Eve, so I hope everybody out there is ready. I am not. I still have lots of stuff that I need to get done, so it just sneaks up on you so quickly. So I hope that all of you are more prepared than I am. But I am joined today by Madison County Supervisor of District 2, Trey Baxter. Trey, there has been quite the drama this week with you guys. What is going on?
Well, Lindsay, first of all, let me thank you for having me on your show. I've heard a lot of great things about it, and I'm excited about to have the opportunity to be here.
Well, yeah, thank you for being here. I messaged Trey this morning and I said, hey, do you want to come on the show Friday? Everybody's talking about this drama with the supervisors and the roads and what's going on. And he said, well, can I do it tomorrow? I said, well, I'm not going to be there tomorrow. I've got my kids' Christmas parties. And I said, but you're welcome to come today. This was about an hour ago. And he said, sure, I'll make it. So thank you for being so willing to show up last minute, because I know that this is something that is very important to you as you represent your constituents and the residents of Madison County that live in District 2. Tell us, what does your district cover so that everybody knows maybe if they're in your district?
Currently, District 2 covers primarily the city of Gluckstadt down to Madison, Reunion, Whisper Lake, out to Chestnut Hill, which Carl currently has Chestnut Hill, but that's pretty much the gist of my district. And my district is probably a little larger than the other districts. It has around 27,000, or when we drew the districts, my district had about 27,000 in it. So it's a little larger than the other 4 districts.
So do you have Lake Caroline?
I have Lake Caroline. I do have Lake Caroline. Even though Supervisor Banks lives in Lake Caroline, I have 80% of it. So
you've got most of those neighborhoods off of Stribling.
I do. And Ashbrook, DeWeese, and down to 463.
So Hartfield,
yeah.
All of those. And y'all kind of had the wool pulled over your eyes.
We did.
The other day.
Madison County has a long history of wool being pulled over supervisors' eyes. And in this last board meeting on Monday, Casey Brandon and I, District 1 and 2 supervisors, had a funded road plan sprung on us, which is usually done in the spring because it's impossible to pave during the winter because of obvious conditions, cold and wet and whatnot. So we're planning on having everything put together February. And 3 of the other supervisors, 2 Democrats, Carl Banks and Paul Griffin.
3 Democrats, if you ask me.
3 Democrats sprung a funded road plan on us during the meeting. It was not on the agenda.
So it wasn't even on the agenda, even prior to the meeting.
No, it was a printed plan handed out by the county engineer right before the vote. So $6.1 million in borrowed taxpayer dollars was sprung on 2 supervisors 60 seconds, 120 seconds before the vote was taken.
Is that legal? Can they do that?
If they have 3 votes, that's a great question. I think that Lynn Fitch or maybe Shad or the Ethics Commission needs to evaluate.
I'm
And
guessing Mayor Mary's fit to be tied.
Mayor Mary is fit to be tied. I saw her on the news today, and she is planning on holding a town hall meeting. One curious thing about the road plan was there was $1 million for a sewer system in, I believe, Banks's district, which was very surprising to me. The county's not in the sewer business, and I get plenty of sewer complaints and water complaints from Lake Caroline that's controlled by CMU, and we have no control over CMU. How $1 million for a sewer system got in the road plan is beyond me.
Wow. So they must have met, obviously, prior to the supervisors meeting, these 3 supervisors, and come up with this plan to kind of blindside you guys.
Well, they've been blindsiding us for years. Now, this is the same 3 that initially hired Rudy Warnock. So let's just all be straight up about who we're dealing with. And they've hired Heath Hall, who's a PR director for the county, who may have helped Gerald with his campaign, $60,000 a year for some Facebook posts. They hired Mike Espy, and all of this is done without Casey and I being involved in the process. Now, if they're calling each other one-on-one, then the other one calls the other one, and 3 of them don't meet, probably going to be hard to have a successful investigation. But if 3 of them are meeting or 3 of them get on a conference call, that's an illegal meeting.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like it. Now, how long have those 3 supervisors been in their positions?
Just a guesstimation. I think Carl's been up there around 40 years, Paul around 30, and Gerald around 20.
So a long time.
Long time.
And what area does Gerald Steen's district cover?
Primarily drawn himself the city limits of Ridgeland. Little north, maybe up to Lake Cavalier, but primarily just the city. Him, and without Casey and I being involved, him and Carl and Paul met or had discussions and drew their districts without Casey and I having any input.
So it always ends up being this 3-2.
3-2.
This 3-2 vote.
3-2.
And how long have you been in your supervisor role?
I came in 11 years ago, and I came in with, I didn't want to spread I have a business outside this. This isn't how I support myself. But I came in with 3 primary goals 11 years ago. Public safety. We have an excellent sheriff's department. I've always gone out of my way to support the jailers and the deputies, get them new equipment, new cars, and the sheriff's department's only gotten better. 2, economic development. When I came in, we had David Bishop and Sheila. We reorganized Makita. It was a clean out of Makita. We retired the director, got new board members. We bought property. Now we have data centers coming, billions and billions in development. We have a power plant, natural gas plant coming. When phase 1 of these data centers, which is around 16 being built, some in Ridgeland, some in Madison County, we're planning to have a phase 2. We could literally top out at over $50 billion in investment and over 1,000 jobs. That is the largest investment in Mississippi history. So Sheila and David and myself, that's a feather in our cap. This didn't happen for the prior 30 years that the rest of those guys are up there. This came about when 3 Republicans came on the board, made priorities, and got things done. 2, the third and final goal was infrastructure. We have a bridge that's been built. We have Bozeman Road being built, Catlett Road, and Stridling Road. So this is all due to setting priorities and sticking to your goals.
Absolutely. So districts 1 and 2, because of this vote and this blindside basically that happened at this last supervisors meeting, the people that live in districts 1 and 2 will not see any road work basically in their districts, even though they pay taxes just like everyone else in Madison County.
No road work will be done by the county. Well, I take that back. There is a road, Lone Wolf Road, District 2, Gluckstadt Road, and I think 2 other small projects in District 2. So there's total of 4 streets inside the city of Gluckstadt and District 2 that will see some road work. But for the rest of Madison, the city, no road work will be done by the county. If there's any road work done, it'll be done by the city taxes.
So how much money was allocated towards road work for all 5 Madison County districts?
We borrowed $6.5 million. They spent $6.1 on sewer work and street repairs in 3 districts, and it's borrowed money.
It seems to me like that's stealing. I mean, it sounds like it's stealing.
Well, it's definitely not fair to some of the highest taxpayers. I mean, Madison, the city, and parts of Gluckstadt, these people are high income earners. They pay a lot of taxes, and they deserve to ride on smooth, safe roads. Their kids deserve to ride in buses on smooth, safe roads. And that's why I think there's several of us going on a public campaign tour to make sure people. Only thing I can do, and Casey and Mary is inform the public.
Right.
Let them go to the polls and vote.
Right. And I'm saying this, not Trey, but I have been actively for the last several years now trying to find someone in that Ridgeland area
Mhm.
to unseat Gerald Steen, because this is not unlike him. This has kind of been a pattern for him.
Mhm.
It seems like there are 2 conservative supervisors in
Mhm.
Madison County, and there are 2 Democrat supervisors in Madison County. And then there is Gerald Steen, who is that vote that can make it go either way.
Mhm.
And for many issues, he seems to side the other way and
Mhm.
do things like this, blindside the 2 conservative supervisors,
Mhm.
and basically take money from your districts.
Mhm.
It just seems completely and totally unfair.
There's no reason that Gerald ran as a Republican, why he should be almost 100% of the time in lockstep with 2 Democrats. When Casey and I work together, we communicate wonderfully together. He can't join the Republican team. Let's cut costs. Let's cut budgets. Let's bring transparency. That was another thing we did when I came in office 11 years ago. We put the videos in the meetings so that the public could watch and know what's going on. There's no reason why Gerald can't work with Casey and I.
Right.
We're willing to work. But what we are opposed to is, and they go along with, is building new county buildings, massive renovations, things that we would rather put our money into roads and public safety. The other stuff is kind of secondary for us.
Transportation has never been an issue that I've been super involved with. I talk a lot about parental rights, education. Those are kind of the things that I'm super involved with, vaccinations and exemptions. And you don't realize just how important transportation and roads are until there's a problem there. And then you think about the safety of your children that you have to get from point A to point B, from home to school and back again. And like you said, the buses, these roads that our buses have to travel, it affects everyone, every single citizen of the county, every taxpayer, every constituent of U5. It affects all of us. And I don't think people truly realize that until you stop to think about it, or until you're right through Jackson and realize we don't ever want our roads like this, because there's so many problems over there with the potholes and the roads just sinking in, and nobody's doing anything to fix that. And we have a much better working system here in Madison County than there. And you think that this wouldn't be a problem for us, yet here we are. And for the first time ever in December, instead of in February or March, a vote was made without 2 supervisors having any idea that it was about to happen. That's crazy.
It's bizarre.
That's absolutely crazy. We got to take a break, but when we come back, I want to talk about the fireworks that went down in the meeting and some of the things that were said. The clips have been all over the news, and what you thought about how exactly that went, and if your opinion is still the same today as it was. I'm sure things were really heated in the moment, but I personally thought that you and Casey spoke up, and I was very proud that you had the the backbone to do so, because that's what your constituents need you to do. But we're going to talk about that when we get back. Y'all stay with us. We'll be right back here after this break. WIB 103.9, The Lindsay Beckham Show. Break WIB 103.9, The Lindsay Beckham Show.
.1039 WYAB. Pure Air Consultants offers services on your heating and cooling system. It's time to get your heating system serviced. We offer replacement, service, maintenance agreements. It's important because if you have a gas heating system, it can produce carbon monoxide. So you want to make sure you have your system serviced and cleaned to protect your family. You want to make sure your system is safe to run. You can find us at our website at mypureairconsultants.com, mypureairconsultants.com.
Americans for Prosperity is Mississippi's and the country's leading grassroots organization dedicated to promoting economic freedom and personal liberty. Americans for Prosperity advocates for limited government, free market policies, and empowering individuals. When given freedom and opportunity, Americans are capable of extraordinary things. If you are ready to make a difference in our community and want to get involved, then visit americansforprosperity.org. Be a part of positive change at americansforprosperity.org. Paid for by Americans for Prosperity.
Some of the best parts about being home for the holidays are sharing stories, sharing gifts, and sharing a slice of pizza you crave the most. Like the classic Pizza Kitchen from Johnny's Pizza House, topped with 11 legendary ingredients. It's the main course on everyone's wish list. Need a gift for that hard to buy person in your life? Get them a Johnny's Pizza House gift card and go from good friend to best friend. They may even end up sharing it with you. Share a slice of home this holiday season with Johnny's Pizza House.
So when are you going to check that thing off your to-do list?
Right, that. I don't know. How about next week?
How about now?
Or I could do it later, right?
No more putting it off. Do it now so you don't forget. You want this and have for a while.
Oh, you're right. I want this.
You deserve this, and it can help you in the long run. There, I just logged on to homescc.edu. We're getting you registered right now.
Wait. Hold up. I thought you had to show up on site to register at Homes.
You can do either one. You know that career you talk about all the time? The life you dream about? It starts today. How does that famous quote go?
Don't. Please don't.
The secret to getting ahead is
getting started.
Spring classes start January 12th, and there's no classes on Fridays. Register at a campus near you Monday through Thursday, 8:30 to 3:30, or right now at homecc.edu. And remember, your tuition could be free with a 20 on your ACT.
Holmes Community College.
no place like Homes.
Ladies, tired of running on empty, sleepless nights, mood swings, stubborn weight, skin that has lost its glow? It is not just getting older. It is your body begging for help. Hey, y'all, I'm Morgan at Women's Wellness in Mississippi. At Women's Wellness in Mississippi, we bring it all together. Hormone therapy, medical weight loss, and the latest, greatest aesthetic treatments like facials, lasers, Botox, and so much more. This is where wellness and beauty meet so that you can feel amazing inside and out. At Women's Wellness in Mississippi, the best version of you is waiting right around the corner.
All Britain's Jewelers. When love requires a gift, nothing says it better than All Britons. Since 1920, we've been part of your family. From weddings and anniversaries to holidays, we've been there for every special occasion. At All Britons, we value your trust. Every gift, whether large or small, is a reflection of our commitment to quality and excellence. There's a reason we're still Mississippi's foremost diamond merchant. Let us show you why. All Britons Jewelry, 4460 Old Canton Road in Jackson.
All Britons Jewelers.
Pure Air Consultants offers services on your heating and cooling system. It's time to get your heating system serviced. We offer replacement, service, maintenance agreements. It's important because if you have a gas heating system, it can produce carbon monoxide. So you want to make sure you have your system serviced and cleaned to protect your family. You want to make sure your system is safe to run. You can find us at our website at mypureairconsultants.com, mypureairconsultants.com.
Come together.
Welcome back to the Lindsay Beckham Show here on WIB 103.9, where we are coming to you from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi Studios. I'm joined by Madison County Supervisor District 2, Trey Baxter. If you have any questions, comments, anything you want to say today, 601-879-0002 is the number to call into the station, or you can use our text line, 601-879-4648. But we are discussing this latest supervisors meeting where 3 of the supervisors decided that they would pass their road plans, the money allotted for the work that will be done on roads in the next year, several months early. This is something that's never done until around February, when you can actually start to work on the roads. And supervisors of District 1 and 2, Casey Brannon and Trey Baxter, who's here with me today, had no idea that this was something they would be voting on this week at the latest supervisors meeting. In fact, it was not even put out on the agenda prior to the meeting. Therefore, even constituents were unaware, could not show up to voice their opinions and give public comment. I can only imagine, Trey, how angry you and Casey must have been as you're sitting there and this comes up out of nowhere, basically. It did get heated for a moment. I think there were some words back and forth. I know Casey said you ought to be ashamed, and they should be. They absolutely should be. I think was it you or Casey that called Gerald a Democrat, which he certainly does vote with the Democrats, it seems like. And it kind of went back and forth for a moment. Thankfully, it didn't get violent or anything like that. But I can only imagine how angry you must have been when all this is happening, and it's just such a surprise and almost a slap in your face. And I think, was it Gerald who made the comment, "Oh, I'm glad to see you're awake. You haven't been awake all year," or something along those lines, speaking to you, which, I felt like was highly inappropriate given what he just did. But it almost just seems like this should not be allowed. And so I know that Mayor Mary is now involved, and I guess she's hoping to find a way to reverse this or see what possible options there are. But it's a big problem.
It is. And I want to back up a minute here. If the public wants to get involved, all the 5 supervisors, including some county employees, phone numbers and informations are public. Call your supervisor or email your supervisor and voice your concern. Casey and I had our roads together. We hadn't had them appraised for the repair budget yet, but we had our roads together. We had them turned in for the unfunded road plan, which was still early to do that. But we had been tipped off from some honest county employees what was coming. So we had a little bit of a notice, a couple hours, that we needed to have something ready. So we did. And but the funded road plan was a total surprise. But I would like for people to get involved now and stay involved through the election process. If you're happy with this type of government, I think the right guy, this sneaky style of government that's been going on in Madison County for so many years, but we're one supervisor away from having, I personally believe, a transparent, honest, good county government. I think most of our municipalities already do. We just lack that at the county. We have some great, honest employees at the county that really bust it for our constituents. The elected officials, we have fallen short. And I hope that people will stay involved over the next 24 months and we can make a great change for the people of Madison County.
So when is this next election cycle? When would someone have to qualify?
We register January 2027, and the election will be that fall and take office January 2028.
So if you live
in
Ridgeland, I hate to say it so blatantly, but I mean, it's just the facts. That seems to be the deciding supervisor's vote. I think it would be harder to run against one of those other two
Mm-hmm.
that have been in those positions for so long
Mm-hmm.
and live in more of a Democratic area.
Mm-hmm.
So if you live in Ridgeland and you are sick and tired of seeing the way this is working, the way that this is going, this constant 3-2 and the sneaky business is what
Mhm.
just really, I think, is so irritating about all of it. If you want to do it fairly, then at least do it when you're supposed, I mean, bring these plans when you're supposed to bring them, and then allow the public comment. Have some integrity,
Mhm.
because right now that's lacking. The integrity is lacking.
What they thought was going to happen is usually there's a process. And if they said, hey, we're going to go through the process, guys, but we're going to cut y'all out, we would have had the public up there.
Right.
And we would have been griping, and we would have, it would have caused a big stir. This way, they thought they were going to slip it right in, and we were going to sit over there dumbfounded. But we had been tipped off, so we had a little bit of a defense and an offense to help combat what was taking place. So they were, especially Gerald, he was taken aback by what was going on.
So he had no idea that you had been tipped off prior to the
Mm-hmm.
meeting, and kind of knew what their plan was.
And this isn't this, these clandestine meetings been going on in Madison County, probably every county for decades. And the latest example of this was the right of way for the Reunion Bridge. There was some type of deal met or agreed upon between the right of way donator and the county, with some attorneys and a couple of supervisors in some meeting, trading right away for zoning. And of course, Mary's the city sued and won the lawsuit and took care of that. But this type of stuff just goes on and on and on, and it's really time for it to stop.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. And do you feel like in those 3 districts that they represent, there's really that much more road work that should take precedent over the other 2 districts, 1 and 2?
That's a continuing argument. Those 3 slammed my district, especially full of Republicans, to draw lifetime Democrat districts for 4 and 5. So I have more people. And the argument that those guys make in the country is we have more miles of road, but they may have a road that has 100 cars a day on it, where I'll have a road that has 30,000 cars a day.
I was about to say that, I mean, the more traveled, obviously, the more worn down roads are going to become.
So we go back. Well, I got the people, you got the miles. So we go back and forth, but I have by far so they've slammed the top variable that you can put percentage. You can only, there's a total percentage you can make one district bigger than the other ones. And they hit the very top end of slamming my district full of Republicans. That's why they put 80% of Lake Carolina in my district, because they didn't vote for Carl.
Well, the only reason that he still, I mean, can run is because they drew in that little sliver of Lake Caroline where he resides.
Mm-hmm.
And when you look at the map, it's clearly very obvious what was done, because it's just, I mean, you can see it. You can see this little bitty tiny part that was drawn in because that's where he lives.
That's gerrymandering.
And that's able to happen because the supervisors draw the districts. Is that correct?
And the supervisors hired a law firm to help. And I went to CMPDD on multiple occasions, sat in there with the lawyers, fought with CMPD, said, this isn't fair. This is gerrymandering. You're going from basically Canton all the way around District 2 and swooping in and getting South Ridgeland apartments. I mean, this is the biggest case of gerrymandering I've ever seen. And CMPD didn't want to be sued by the or the county or the law. It was just another gigantic mess. And Sheila and I and Casey and I fight these battles all the time, but it gets public when it's road money.
Yeah. And you're always in the minority as long as that Ridgeland district that Gerald Steen represents tends to vote with the other side. It's like, how do you combat that? Because they'll always have the majority until one of those three supervisors is unseated and voted out. So we got to take a break. But when we get back, I want to talk about, Trey, what people can do. Is there any way that we can stop this from happening, or how do we fix it? I know the the solution to this all is to unseat one of those supervisors and get someone in there who is going to really not be so sneaky and really make the best decisions for the constituents. But right now, is there anything we can do to combat this or stop this, or what would you tell people? We're going to talk about that when we get back. Y'all stay with us. We'll be right back here on the Lindsay Beckham Show on WIB 103.9. On the Lindsay Beckham Show on WIB 103.9.
Keep it tuned here to 103.9 WYAB. Pure Air Consultants offers services on your heating and cooling system. It's time to get your heating system serviced. We offer replacement, service, maintenance agreements. It's important because if you have a gas heating system, it can produce carbon monoxide. So you want to make sure you have your system serviced and cleaned to protect your family. You want to make sure your system is safe to run. You can find us on our website at mypureairconsultants.com, mypureairconsultants.com.
Nick Bain served Mississippi for over a decade in the State House. During that time, he fought for our children by protecting them against explicit materials pushed by the woke agenda. He protected taxpayers by streamlining government and helped create policies that have made Mississippi better. Nick and his team at Bain Bowen will use the same tenacity in helping you with all your legal matters. Call them today at 601-953-2994. Find Nick online at bainbowen.com. That's BAIN Bowen.com.
Hey there, pizza lovers. It's time for family, fun, and mouth-watering moments. Get the taste of Johnny's Pizza House. Our gift cards are the ideal treat for those you love. Warm their hearts and their bellies this holiday season. Whether it's a family gathering or just a cozy winter evening, Johnny's Pizza House is always a hit. And who knows, they might even invite you over for a slice. Visit johnnysph.com/gift cards today. Gift memories, gift joy, gift Johnny's. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice of joy.
CBS News Brief. Nick Reiner appeared in a Los Angeles court today over the killing of his parents, Rob and Michelle Singer Reiner. After brief proceedings, the arraignment was postponed until January 7th. CBS's Jonathan Vigliotti.
The judge granting a request from the defense attorney there asking not to show video or photos of Nick Reiner. It was the first time that we were, as journalists inside, I was there, able to see Nick Reiner since he was taken into custody.
The 32-year-old is being charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. In Washington, a group of moderate Republicans are now joining Democrats in the House to sign a discharge petition and force a vote on extending health care tax credits. CBS's Caitlin Huey-Burns.
Big news in the House. If this goes through at some point, would have to go back to the Senate, and that is essentially what we know so far, unlikely to pass.
On Wall Street today, stocks are lower. CBS News Brief, I'm Cammie McCormick.
Here's a word from John White, the owner of Two Gun Tactical in Flowood and Ridgeland.
I carry a gun every day, all the time. Last year in America, 2 million legal guns were pulled, and it stopped the threat. So I'm really wearing a firearm just to stop the threat. There's more likelihood of me just pulling it and not using it than there is using it. TwoGunTactical.com, TwoGunTactical.com.
Two Gun Tactical, the South's only country club.
Dr. Mike Stonington here from Stonington Farm Grass-Fed Beef. Here in South Mississippi on Stonington Farm, our steers are grass-fed and grass-finished. No grain, no hormones, no antibiotics, no mRNA vaccines. Our grass-fed and grass-finished beef is straight from our farm to your table. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, and at StoningtonFarm.com. That's StoningtonFarm.com with 2 N's. And we deliver every 4 weeks to the Jackson area. We are the grass-fed difference.
Are you ready to invest in your future? Then invest in land. This is Tom Smith from Tom Smith Land and Homes, Mississippi's premier land and home real estate resource. With land, you can create the lifestyle that you desire, whether it's a home, farm, or recreational getaway. Land means space for memories and a legacy for you and your loved ones. Tom Smith Land and Homes has homes as well as acreage, hunting, and timber properties available throughout Mississippi and the Southeast. Visit TomSmithLandandHomes.com and invest in land and your future today.
At Center for Orthodontics, we believe in family, tradition, and community. From kids to adults, Sandifer offers state-of-the-art orthodontic care with complimentary consultations, so everyone in the family can smile with confidence. Sandifer Orthodontics proudly supports Tri-County Academy and the Building on Tradition campaign, so a short drive to local businesses like Sandifer helps TCA thrive. Begin the journey to a beautiful smile at SandiferOrtho.com. Sandifer Orthodontics, Highland Village, Jackson, and Gateway Drive in Brandon.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Cork and Door Company has been providing quality residential garage and commercial overhead door products to Mississippians for over 50 years. Cork and Door is the supplier of garage door parts and services such as LiftMaster, commercial and residential door operators, as well as Clopay, sectional commercial and residential doors, Asta, commercial sheet and rolling steel doors, and Cornell, rolling steel and shutters, with many in stock for the same-day pickup. CorkandDoor.com. That's CorkandDoor.com.
Come together.
We are back here on the Lindsay Beckham Show. We are coming to you live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. If you'd like to call in today to the station, the number is 601-879-0002. Our text line, 601-879-4648. I am joined today by Madison County District 2 Supervisor Trey Baxter. We've been discussing the crazy, sneaky, outlandish behavior of some of the Madison County supervisors, especially during this last supervisors meeting this week that took place, where the supervisors in districts 1 and 2 were pretty much blindsided, and the things that they take a vote on normally in February, that our roads, what the money allocated for our roads is going to be, supervisors in districts 3, 4, and 5 decided they were going to do that early, and it was not on the agenda. The public did not know about it, and there was no chance to give any sort of public comment or to oppose what they were attempting to do. Therefore, basically, all of the money is going to go to districts 4, 5, and 6, while districts 1 and 2 are kind of left out to dry. We were talking about in the break, Trey, I know a lot of people remember, it's been recent in the last year or so, where there was $2.3 million that was missing, and no one seemed to be able to figure out for the longest time where that money had gone. I think there were a lot of different agencies that got involved. Finally, you found out that it had been a mistake on behalf of one of the employees of the county that was pretty much hired in a vote by the supervisors. Of course, a 3-2 vote with the supervisors in districts 4, 5, and 6, or 3, 4, and 5, I'm sorry, voting her in to this position. She made a mistake. I mean, that's a pretty big mistake, I would say.
Well, I don't know how much time we have. This is a rabbit hole, but years ago, we interviewed comptrollers. I think Sheila was still on board at the time, and we had a couple of very qualified candidates that had accounting experience and advanced degrees. Somehow this girl was hired as a comptroller of the county, and the county's, couple $100-300 million a year business, and this girl's over the finances. And then she stays in the position for several years, gets closely monitored by the county administrator. She gets a spam email one day from a Mr. Hempfield with Hempfield Construction, and Mr. Hempfield, unannounced to her, had been dead since the 70s or 80s. She starts responding back and forth, ends up depositing money into a phony account week after week unannounced to anyone else. it gets up to, I think, I mean, don't quote me on this, it was over 2 million, maybe 2.5, 2.7. Eventually it gets out to what she's done. We contact the sheriff gets the Secret Service, the FBI involved, the accounts have spider webbed internationally. The Secret Service in the professional outfit recovers, I think, maybe over 2 million, around 2 million. We get some of the money back, but the astounding part, instead of facing disciplinary action, the three amigos give her a raise.
Makes total sense.
And I think it's over 100,000 now.
It's like living in the Twilight Zone.
These are all transactional deals. You hire this person, I paid this sewer money here, which the county shouldn't be in the sewer business. We're not in the sewer business. How a sewer plan ended up on a road plan.
Right.
This is all done behind the scenes, very transactional day to day. There's no strategic
backdoor deals going down.
No strategic planning.
And then supervisors of the areas with the most people wanting to are kind of left out in the cold and don't really get a say because you're always voted and the majority rules. And it just seems it's just wild. It seems wild that these things are able to happen or that can happen, and then there's no recourse really.
A perfect example, that Makita agency before I came in was doing airport studies for, I don't know, for Rudy was running airport studies through Makita, basically just taking the front page off an old airport study, putting a new cover page on it, turning it in, charging Makita millions, which the county was reimbursing Makita. One of the supervisors that's currently on the board said if he would have been on the board when we cleaned out Makita, he would have never let that happen. So in essence, and he said we would never have Amazon today. We would have never had that mega park. The current Makita CEO would have never bought it. He had no vision. He had no idea what he was doing. So this type of behavior, this transactional, non-strategic behavior, holds the county back.
Mm-hmm.
It is detrimental to what we're trying to do. There's going to be a huge economic development announcement coming soon. This Makita agency has broken away from the county. They're doing their own thing now. It's totally successful. But, thank God for Sheila and David Bishop running because they helped pull this off.
Yeah. And I mean, thank goodness for you and Casey, because without you two strong voices in there today, I mean, who's to say what they would end up getting away with? I mean, at least you are bringing light and awareness to what's happening, some transparency to what's happening, or we wouldn't know anything about what they're doing.
The best thing for people to do is to get the contact info. You don't have to call if you're scared to call a supervisor. You can text message, you can email, you can call a receptionist, you can call a county administrator, ask for a vote recension on the road plan, and ask why the county's getting in the sewer business, and put pressure. I mean, nobody likes pressure.
Ask why it wasn't on the agenda. Ask why this was done in such a sneaky manner at a time of year where it's never done. Ask those questions. We are a government of the people, for the people, by the people. And our supervisors work for us, y'all. We elect them and they're employed by the people. So you have to hold them accountable and hold their feet to the fire when they're making crazy decisions like this, doing things in such a sneaky manner. The only way to fix it is to call them, to call them out on this, and to unseat them when they don't listen to their constituents. That's what's got to be done.
Exactly.
And again, I know it sounds like I'm really picking on Gerald Steen here, but I'm just being completely honest. That district, we've got to find someone. It is just of the utmost importance that someone is found in that district that will be willing to go against him and run against him so that the people have a voice back, because right now the people's voice is not being heard. They are doing, like you said, they're having these transactional backdoor deals that are going down, and they're running the show, not the people. They're not working for the people of Madison County. They're working for themselves.
Madison County is like any other corporation. I would say it's probably a mid-sized corporation with our budget. You have to long-term plan, and that is not running out and paving a road that goes to your buddy's house. It's like Bozeman took 10 years to build. That was environmental, federal approvals, design. I mean, and you have to, and the whole time I'm trying to keep the money together, keep the state money. I had fences built around the state money that was given to Bozeman because I knew at some point there'd be a disagreement and the other supervisors would try to take the money off Bozeman. But I had the state build in a fence, so it had to be on Bozeman, so Bozeman got built. But that happened time and time again with the old county engineer, and that's why we are decades behind on road building, because there was no strategic planning. It was week to week. What can I get? Who can I get hired for this road money? Or that's just no way to run a corporation.
No, or run a county or a city. And I know Mayor Mary well, and I don't want to ever be on her bad side. I can tell you that. I'm glad that we're friends. And if there's one thing I know about Mayor Mary, it is that Madison is her baby. And she cares more about Madison than anything else. And she's going to do everything in her power, just like a mom, to protect their baby, to protect her city. And so if I know her, like I think I know her, she's going to fight. She's not going to take this lying down. She is going to fight back against it. And again, I urge each of you, if you are hearing this today, if you don't want a government that is a county that's run by backdoor deals and sneaky business, then call your supervisors, call the county, ask for, you said, a vote of rescission. Ask them to take back this crazy vote that they did at a time where this vote is never taken, done in such a sneaky manner, was not on the agenda. There was not a chance for the public to speak up. There was not a chance for public comment. This was all done in one meeting in such just a sneaky way. And that's not at all the way government should work. And the people have to get involved. You absolutely have to get involved. We got to take our last break, but y'all stay with us. We will be right back here to wrap things up on this Wednesday here on WIAB 103.9, The Lindsay Beckham Show. Here on WIAB 103.9, The Lindsay Beckham Show.
Keep it tuned here to 103.9 WYAB.
Yazoo Valley Electric Power Association wants you to stay away from downed power lines. Downed power lines carry the risk of deadly electric shock, even if the broken wire is not sparking. If a wire is crossing a road or driveway, avoid the area and keep others away. If you see a downed power line, back away and call your utility company or 911. When you call, be prepared to provide the specific address or location of the downed power line so a repair crew can get there as quickly as possible. This safety message brought to you by Yazoo Valley Electric Power Association.
We would like to invite you to visit our retirement community, which is not only beautiful, but affordable as well. I'm Rhonda Brown, director at the Waterford on Highland Colony and Ridgeland. Our enhanced dining services include 3 delicious daily meals served in our beautiful open dining room. In addition, we're pet friendly, and we're so excited about our brand new dog park. Call us at the Waterford on Highland Colony and Ridgeland, 601-856-6131.
Still hunting for the perfect gift? Stop guessing. Give them what they really want. Great food, good company, and no dishes to wash. The Bravo Broad Street Salamugis 3-in-1 gift card is the easiest way to make anyone smile this season. 1 card, 3 favorites. Our beloved Italian spot in Highland Village, the breakfast, lunch, and dinner bakery overflowing with choices in Banner Hall, and the pizza and ice cream joint making memories in the district in Eastover. Available in-store or online. 3-in-1 gift card. 3 great restaurants, 1 tasty gift card.
If you want the best health care, where do you go? The Mayo Clinic. If you want the best care for your vehicle, where do you go? Mayo Auto Clinic in Raymond. Mayo Auto Clinic does foreign and domestic vehicles and diesel repair. Mayo Auto Clinic has ASE certified techs with over 25 years of experience. You can extend the life of your car or truck when you take it to Mayo Auto Clinic. For cost-effective repairs and maintenance, go to the best, Mayo Auto Clinic. Open weekdays at 7 a.m. Highway 18 in Raymond.
Hey, this is Travis with Rapid Oil Change, the leader in fast service and fleet account maintenance for over 40 years, providing routine maintenance for most makes and models, keeping downtime to a minimum. We accept most local and national fleet accounts. Can't see at night? Headlights faded? Check out our newest service, the Bright Line Headlight Restore Kit by Mighty Automotive, available now. Keep your vehicle ready for the road ahead and drive hard with Casserole Edge. Open 6 days a week with 6 locations to serve. Visit us online for specials at oilchangems.com.
Have you been injured through no fault of your own? Do you know your rights? Don Evans does. Do you really believe that the insurance company would disclose all information to you? Don Evans will make sure that you are fully informed. It costs nothing to discuss your case. From car wrecks to malpractice, Don Evans will make you and your family whole again. Don Evans won't ever charge unless he collects for you. Call Don for a free, no-obligation consultation at 601-969-2006.
It's time to get to Mazda Jackson for our end-of-the-year super sale and find your new car or SUV. Drive away cheerful in a 2025 CX-5 with 0.9% financing for 72 months with approved credit. And see why it's the compact crossover that's built for you. And get 1-year maintenance included on your new vehicle purchase. Make your resolution today to experience Mazda's exhilarating performance, top-notch safety, and reliability. Shop online at MazdaJackson.com or visit Mazda Jackson, I-55 Frontage Road in Jackson.
When you feel like your business is drowning in paperwork and compliance issues, it's time to call P-Police. Let P-Police take care of the busy work so that you can save valuable time and focus on what really matters, growing your business. P-Police is based in Ridgeland, so you're always dealing with local professionals who will actually understand your business and its needs. Join thousands of satisfied clients who trust P-Police to simplify their employee administration. Visit ppolice.com. That's ppolice.com to learn more.
Come together right now. All the
We're back here on the Lindsay Beckham Show, where I have been joined. He's just showing me something he just got sent on his phone. District 2 Supervisor here in Madison County, Trey Baxter. We've been talking about the crazy shenanigans that went on at the latest Madison County Supervisors meeting. And what we want to urge everyone to do is to call your supervisor, call the Board of Supervisors. The number is 601-790-2590. Tell them you're unhappy as a constituent and you want your supervisor to rescind their vote on the roads, on the money that will be allocated towards districts and the road work that will be done in the upcoming year. The next supervisors meeting is January the 5th at 9 a.m. in the Madison County Chancery Boardroom. Show up. If you're an elected official and any part of your district comes into Madison County, then I want to urge you to show up at this next supervisors meeting and speak out about how wrong this was, how wrong it was to be so sneaky and come in and take a vote, basically making sure that there will be no money left for road work to be done in districts 1 and 2 of Madison County, which have probably the most traveled roads and the most constituents that live in those areas. Show up, call them, tell them that you think this is wrong. You've got to let your voice be heard. You've got to be diligent. You've got to be aware of what is happening, or before you know it, you won't have a chance to use your voice anymore, because they will continue to do things like this, to make decisions like this without anyone being aware of it and without the public getting a say-so. So we've got to let these 3 supervisors know what they did was wrong. We don't agree with it, and we're not going to stand for it. The people are not going to stand for it. They work for us, not the other way around, and you got to speak out. So again, Trey, thank you so much for. Is there anything you want to say before we end today? We got about 20 seconds left.
No, just thank you for having me on, and Merry Christmas. And Madison County's got a bright future. Either way, we'll all keep working together to make it better.
Well, let's hope that we can all work together. It'll be much easier if we could just vote out that one. All right, thanks so much. I'll be back tomorrow. Thanks, y'all.